what we might have in the modern world when we have a conception of magic and religion as two distinct things whose domains don't really cross, and religion here being in like a Christian normative sense.
Mm-hmm.
We have a similar rhetorical thing that goes on with the language of religion versus cult, whereas the way that the term cult is employed is a rhetorical move in many, many cases that does describe harmful practices in groups. But ultimately, it's really about putting something at the margins or having something as somehow unofficial, and religion is somehow official and respected. So there's a rhetorical distinction going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think magic functions in the same way in modern discussion. So you might have magic versus religion or magic versus miracles. And ultimately, these are often talking about essentially the same thing. It's just a question of what is acceptable and what isn't.
Arthurian legend gives us a really nice opportunity to unsettle that kind of idea of magic and religion as being diametrically opposed to each other. What we see in a lot of Arthurian legend is this dichotomy between two types of magic. There is an acceptable magic that's seen as natural, and then there is an unnatural, unacceptable magic that's seen as demonic and coming from a place of evil. And that dichotomy is possibly best demonstrated through Merlin and Morgan Le Fay. So Merlin is doing the acceptable natural magic. Morgan Le Fay, who is Arthur's stepsister, is doing the unacceptable magic. Geoffrey of Monmouth really intentionally positions Merlin from within the context of Christianity to demonstrate the acceptability of his magic. It's in Geoffrey's portrait of Merlin that we find out his backstory, that his mother was a nun, that his father was a fallen angel of sorts, and Geoffrey also gives Merlin a prophetic ability. So we get this really clear division between two types of magic. And I think that makes a lot more sense for the role that magic has played through much of human history, as both being integrated into religious and ritual traditions, as well as types of magic or forms of magic that are seen in opposition.